Brodes Media.
Cheers to you, Dave Dombrowski, you winner, you fucking beauty, going out and signing Trea Turner on the, here we go, we're going to winter meetings early on. We're not waiting. We're not playing the waiting game. We went to the World Series last year. We lost. We have to get better. Let's go get one of the best shortstop in all of the land. Cheers to you, Dave Dombrowski, you savage, you absolute savage. You are the man. Why are we drinking red wine tonight, you ask? Because I am with winners here in Philadelphia, especially, and I can't believe I'm saying this because they are known as one of the most losing organizations in sports, damn it, but you are ran by Dave Dombrowski, and when you are ran by Dave Dombrowski, you are a winner. So let's enjoy a nice sip of this red wine before we dive into the 11-year, $300 million contract that will be playing shortstop for your red pinstripes and your Fightins for years to come. Here we go. Wow. Wow, does that taste good? Wow, does that taste like victory? I can't believe it. I am stunned. You think about the time that we learned about this. What time was it in San Diego? All business. We're not messing around. They have other things to attack as well. You got a ton of arbitration. You got to look at also maybe going to grab a starter. I know everyone's screaming, go get Rodon, go get Rodon. I don't think it's going to be in that category. Maybe in Evaldi, maybe in the Tyone type of category, which would be fine for me. You know you're bringing back wheels. You got Aaron Nola. You got yourself Ranger Suarez. Andrew Painter, I'm excited for, but you got to go get some bullpen stuff as well. There's some things to figure out, but you go get your number one target, and now you can really start to establish yourself fully. Now, everyone who's making fun of the 11 years and all that, you don't understand how this goes. These are the same frauds and same idiots that were ripping apart Bryce Harper's contract for being too much. You know, by the tail end of Bryce Harper's deal, he's going to be making $22 million a year. 22 MLB players wipe their asses with 22 mil a year. Zach Eflin, and I know there's a difference between starter money and everyday player money. You just saw Justin Verlander get $900 million a year from the New York Mets, so I'm aware. But just to put it in perspective, Zach Eflin's getting paid, what, 15 mil a year or so? Was it 3 years, $40 million? So what is that when you do the math? Is that 13, 26, 39? A little bit above the 13, if I'm doing math correctly. I'm not a math guy. Bryce Harper's going to be getting paid $22 million in just a couple of years. Right now it's 26, and that's why I'm very interested to see how it all is played out with the AAV over the years, how they split it up. But I'll tell you what. I thought it was going to be more about the 8 years, 7 years, 30+ million per. You're getting it for just a tad over 27. In 7 years, that's going to be laughable. Laughable. So you're a dope if you're thinking about what's going to happen when he's 40 years old. I'm 27. You think I'm worried about what's going to happen when I'm 38? 38? Hell no. I need to think about the now. I got to think about the capitalizing on the opportunity to pounce with JT Realmuto, with Bryce Harper, with Zach Wheeler, and with the current roster. You'll figure it out as the seasons progress. If you have someone with a sharp mind like Dave Dombrowski, or any other super smart baseball mind who's in charge, you'll be okay. You'll figure this puppy out. I just can't wait to watch this lineup perform. And damn it, I'm still leading off Kyle Schwarber. That's what I'm doing, personally. I need to split up Kyle Schwarber and Bryce Harper, and I'll get to the Bryce Harper stuff. I'm actually happy that I waited to record anything baseball-related because around Thanksgiving time, we found out where he was with Tommy John and how long he waited, and I was aggravated. And once we start talking about it, I'm sure I'm going to show my frustration because I think it's unprofessional to wait 18 days knowing you're going to need a surgery. They're saying, well, they didn't know if it would would be what Rhys Hoskins had or if it would be a full-on Tommy John. You knew you had to get some sort of procedure done. And 18 days when you're in a battle with the New York Mets and you're in a battle with the Atlanta Braves and you're trying to win the division. None of this third wild card spot. None of this wild card spot. I want to win the NL East and go head into the postseason like you are a top dog in the National League these days. That's why you go spend the money. That's why John Middleton opens up the checkbooks. Nice run last year, but I'm here for a different statement. And knowing how competitive this division could be, if you could have Bryce Harper 18 days sooner, I think that's extremely important on what the finishing records could be for all teams involved, for all parties involved. If he plays a series against the Mets that he wouldn't have played, if he did wait the 18 days, that type of stuff matters to me way more than it does to other people, apparently. I love Bryce Harper just as much as the next person. But we'll get more onto that. I'm talking right now about, about a Trea Turner, and I'm thrilled about it. The relationship with Bryce, obviously massive. The wife's relationship, obviously massive. But Kevin Long is another part of this equation as well. There's some things to be said about him chasing and him swinging that bat in very uncomfortable times. Now, I don't think it's going to look anything like Nick Castellanos. To be fair, he can still give you 100 RBI. He can still give you 20-plus bombs through that issue with chasing and maybe having some crazy at-bats and some crazy hacks up there at the dish. But he looks at this 298 batting average, I'm sure, like I got more in me. Because the previous season's 328. The season before that, 335. I had a down year, 298. I got to be sharper at the plate. It's incredible. But yeah, I mean, last year, if you look at it, he finished the season with 21 homers, 100 RBI, stole 27 bases. He's had seasons with 32, 43, 46 stolen bases. He's going to be absolutely insane on the base paths. I'm still batting Kyle Schwarber before him. I want to break up the lefties and get Schwarber with the bombs that he could provide. Trea Turner batting second, Bryce Harper batting third, and then you can fool around with either Rhys Hoskins or JT Realmuto in the cleanup spot. From there, you'll filter in whoever you didn't choose out of those two at 5, Castellanos 6, Alec Boehm at 7, Stott, Marsh. We kind of know how that's all going to play out. Stott, unless I said Stott twice, I don't know. My brain's lacking juice. It's been a long day. But that's the way I'm personally handling things. Of course, Bryce Harper isn't going to be there for the start of the season, so it will be different then. But I'm not screaming and banging on the table you have to lead Trea Turner up. No, you don't. Now, the good thing about this is you can have flexibility. We do know Rob Thompson does like to be a little bit more old-fashioned in regards to keeping the lineup the same and sticking with your guns. I'm fascinated to see how Rob Thompson does it. Last year, you had a lot of batting second for Trea Turner.